We can be grateful to a man, an Irish-American immigrant named Peter J. McGuire. We can be thankful to him for this extra day off in September every year on Labor Day. Peter McGuire was born in 1852 of two Irish immigrants. His father was a porter at a department store in New York City. His mother was a homemaker. At the age of 11, he quit school so he could go to work and help support the family. He said that times got so difficult, he had one very minute job after another. The only thing he didn't do was sword swallowing. And he said that even sounded good, of course, with a little mustard on the sword. Peter McGuire continued to labor for and work for the rights of the working people. And he was a carpenter by trade. At the age of 30, he had already accomplished a great deal in creating the Bureau of Labor Statistics. And he was very concerned and thought that there should be a special day of celebration and a day off for working men. And so he lobbied for the first Labor Day. And that happened in New York City, I think he was born in 1852. I think it was 1890. I'm mixed up on the dates, but anyway, 10,000 workmen and their families marched down Broadway in New York City to a park where they picnicked with their families for the whole day. And it caught on. 12 years later, Labor Day became a federal holiday. He continued to work for the unions because men were working 80 to 90 hours a week with no overtime pay. He thought that was great injustice, and it was. And so he labored hard, and he called for the first strike of all the unions. And when they went out on strike, their demand was an 8-hour workday, because it was something very unusual for all of the business corporations. They quickly came to the decision that that was a good idea. And so the 8-hour workday was created. Some of them opted for 9 hours. But he worked really hard to bring about things that were important to people. Unfortunately, he was an alcoholic most of his life. He died destitute in Camden, New Jersey. His wife, Christina, and 4 children, there's not too much that we know about them. But we can give him credit for calling forth the idea of dignity for the working men and women. And that's what we're celebrating today. The readings tell us right from the beginning, when God created Adam and Eve, he told them to, till to the earth, take care of it, subdue the animals, to work. It was a blessing from God to be able to work as a part of his creation. And that's been a part of our very dignity, to participate in the creative work of God. We do it every day in every work that we do, no matter what it is. If it's for the greater honor and glory of God, it's a good work. If we're a waitress in a restaurant, if we're a carpenter, if we're the head of a corporation, it does not matter the nature of the work. If we do it for the love of God and our neighbor, then we're doing it according to God's will. The Lord will bless us when he says in the gospel today, don't worry about everything, just take care of today. Isn't that good news? Because we do worry. And if we put ourselves into God's hands each day, doing the good that we can do each day, then everything will fall into place, is what the Lord is saying to us. And so as we celebrate the Mass for the sanctification of labor today, we give God thanks for calling us to be a part of his creation. We ask him to bless the work that all of us do in our nation and in our world. Let us stand and offer our prayers and petitions.